how can 48 teams play in one World Cup? That sounds less like a football tournament and more like a logistical nightmare. For decades, the FIFA World Cup had 32 teams. Simple, familiar, easy to follow. But in 2026, FIFA is expanding the tournament to 48 teams. That's 16 extra countries. More matches, more travel, more chaos. So how does this actually work? How can FIFA fit 48 teams into one tournament without turning it into a 3-month football marathon? And why did they decide to change it in the first place? Don't worry. In the next few minutes, I'll explain the entire system in the simplest way possible. And trust me, the most surprising part isn't the extra teams. It's what happens after the group stage. Let's get into it. First, the big change. The numbers. For years, the World Cup had 32 teams. Now it has 48. That means 50% more countries get a chance to compete. In theory, this sounds amazing. More nations, more fans, more stories, more underdogs. Who doesn't love an underdog? But adding 16 teams creates a huge problem. You can't just squeeze them into the old format and hope nobody notices. So FIFA had to redesign the entire tournament structure, and that's where things get interesting. The groups. The old World Cup had 8 groups of 4 teams. Easy. 4 teams enter. 2 teams survive. Everybody understands it. The new World Cup still uses groups of 4 teams, but now there are 12 groups instead of 8. 12 groups, 4 teams each. That gives us 48 teams total. Simple math. Not so simple tournament. Each team still plays 3 group matches. Win, lose, or draw. Just like before. So far, nothing too confusing, but now comes the part that makes people scratch their heads. Who qualifies? In the old format, the top 2 teams from each group advanced. Simple. The new format keeps that idea. The top 2 teams from all 12 groups automatically qualify. That's 24 teams. But here's the catch. The knockout stage needs 32 teams, not 24. So where do the extra 8 teams come from? The best third-place teams. Yes. Some teams can finish third in their group and still qualify. This sounds simple. It isn't. After all group matches are finished, FIFA compares all the third-place teams. The 8 best ones move on. The others go home. Imagine getting eliminated because another team on the other side of the tournament had a slightly better record. Brutal, but very dramatic. And FIFA definitely likes drama. The new knockout stage. Once the group stage ends, 32 teams remain. And that's where the tournament starts looking familiar again. The knockout stage now begins with a round of 32, instead of jumping directly into the round of 16. Think of it like adding an extra level in a video game. You don't reach the boss fight immediately. You have to survive one more challenge first. Round of 32, round of 16, quarterfinals, semifinals, final. Lose once, you're out. No second chances, no excuses, just football. Lots of football. Why FIFA did this? Now you might be wondering. Why change something that already worked? Good question. Officially, FIFA says the expansion allows more countries to participate. And honestly, that's true. More nations from Africa, more nations from Asia, more nations from North America, more opportunities for countries that rarely reach the World Cup. In practice, it also means more matches, more tickets, more viewers, more television rights. You know the type. When a sporting organization says it's expanding opportunities, there's usually some business involved too. Not necessarily a bad thing, just reality. Will it be better? This is the question everyone asks. Some fans love the idea. More countries means more surprises, more Cinderella stories, more unforgettable moments. Others worry the quality might drop because not every additional team will be a football powerhouse. And honestly, both sides have a point. The real answer won't come from spreadsheets or debates. It'll come when the tournament actually begins. Because football has a funny habit of surprising everyone. The bigger challenge. Here's something most people don't think about. The football isn't the hardest part. The travel is. The 2026 World Cup is being hosted across 3 countries: the United States, Canada, and Mexico. That's massive. Some teams could travel thousands of kilometers between matches. That's not exactly a short bus ride. Managing players, schedules, recovery, and logistics becomes almost as important as tactics. For organizers, this World Cup is basically the biggest group project in football history. Good luck to them. So let's bring it all together. The 2026 World Cup works like this. 48 teams enter, 12 groups of 4. The top 2 teams from each group qualify. The 8 best third-place teams join them. 32 teams reach the knockout stage, and from there, it's win or go home. One giant tournament, one giant trophy, and one giant experiment. So yes, 48 teams can fit into one World Cup, but only because FIFA rebuilt the entire tournament structure around them. And now the real question is, will this become the greatest World Cup ever, or the most confusing one? We'll find out soon enough. If you enjoyed this explanation and want more simple breakdowns of football's most confusing systems, tournaments, and rules, make sure to subscribe. And tell me this, do you think expanding to 48 teams will make the World Cup better